Hey guys, how's it going? This is actually going to be one of my wonderful triple reviews. I'm going to be talking about G1 Powerglide, Dark of the Moon Cyberverse Powerglide, and of course the brand new Transformers Combiner Wars Generations Powerglide. And as you can see, the Combiner Wars one is still in its package. Robot mode, artwork, collector card, Yahoo! The rear. We've got where they talk about how he can be a gun for the aerial bot, which I'm not going to bother to show up because, frankly, I think it looks silly. And then we've got 10 steps, and he's the aerial acrobat, well versed in dogfighting tactics. How exciting! So that is going to wrap up the packaging. I'll be back in a flash. We'll get this guy out of the box and we are going to see what he is like. Okay guys, here I have the 3 Powerglides in vehicle mode. But before I talk about the figures, let's show off the collector card the Combiner Wars one came with. On the front you've got your pretty cool artwork of Powerglide. And on the back, your generic Transformers Generations, if I can ever learn to speak. There you go. That's it. Collector card concluded. So yeah, I'll show off each one at a time. Here is the original G1 Powerglide, and obviously not nearly as detailed as the other two, but regardless, I enjoy this figure. You know, nice and simple. It would have been nice if it had more detailing on it. This is one of the less detailed in really in general of the G1 mini bots. Not that detailed, but you can definitely tell it is a A10 Warthog. Moving on. This is the Dark of the Moon Cyberverse Powerglide. And out of the 3, it's my favorite looking in vehicle mode. But it kind of has a fatal flaw in vehicle mode, which I'm going to show you guys in just a second. But overall, I think it looks really flippin' cool in vehicle mode. But there's a problem with vehicle mode. Watch this. I'm going to set him down, right? He should just sit there, right? Right? He does not, because he's so flippin' back heavy. How that ever got past engineering is beyond me. But I guess you could say he's taking off. You know, if you want to use your imagination. Oh, look. He's up to speed. He's taking off. It's kind of irritating that he doesn't sit. But overall, I really do like the look of this vehicle mode. Now, finally, we got the Combiner Wars Powerglide. And, you know, it looks fairly good, too, in vehicle mode. I don't have a whole lot of complaints about it. You know, pretty nifty, you know. Now, obviously, the G1 is going to be smaller than either one of the more modern figures. So I'll go ahead and we'll do it. You know, the 2 more modern ones are relatively close in size, but the Combiner War one, at least in vehicle mode, is a bit larger, a little longer in the back. Does seem a bit larger. We'll see that carries over into robot mode. So let's go ahead and we're going to get down to transformations, and we are going to start off with the G1 Powerglide. It's ridiculously easy, just as you would expect. You pull the rear of the plane back, you turn his head around, flip his wings up, there you go, twist him, and his arms unhinge. There you go. Hello, Powerglide. So, let's move him off to the side. Now we're going to do the Dark of the Moon Cyberverse one, which is probably the most complicated of the 3 to transform, but it's still not exactly, you know, a real head scratcher. I just did one of the steps, flip his landing gear up into his arms, remove his weapons. There we go. Got that off. And then you just kind of can separate out his wings there, as you can see. Pop this landing gear up. Pull his legs down. Separate him out. Kind of Move the lower piece of his body up there. There we go. Separate the legs. Oh, you just turn this around. Come on. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You don't turn it around. You just push it down. Exposes the head. Then we'll kind of just... Bear with me, guys. It's a bit... Now, this is the most tricky part here, is getting his arms just right. Again, like I said, this is definitely the most complicated one. Go ahead and get his hands out real quick. See if we can get his feetsies right here. Again, this is why I'm not a huge fan of doing these on camera, because you can watch me struggle a little bit and laugh along, and that's okay. It's fun, isn't it? And then you just, you know, his feet can pop out. Come on. This is what I get for not having fingernails right now. Anyway, I'm going to put him down and finish up his transformation last. Go ahead and get Combiner Wars 1 out of the way. You just separate his legs. And then you can pop his feet down. These pieces can fold back. Wing pieces. You can rotate the wings up like so. Pop his arms off entirely, right? You're not supposed to do that, so don't do that, kids. Anyway, now, oh, this is so much easier off camera. It always is, isn't it? That's what they all say. Come on. Give me his head. Give me his head. Turn it around. This is actually kind of the hardest part here, is getting his head turned back around. There it is. There's his head, at least, right? Now, he's just kind of... I wasn't explaining that so well. Rotate his body down there. There we go. He got his legs. You just do that. Do that. There we go. See? We mostly got him. Now, we'll just pop his arms right back on. There we go. There we go. Combiner Wars Powerglide is reassembled. I'll be back, and with a little movie magic, we'll have this guy in robot mode as well. Be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I figured out what I was doing wrong on this guy. See this little peg here? There's a hole there. It just kind of, you know, pegs in. Then you got his arms. There you go. And that is... he's secured now. So anyway, and I managed with my non-existent fingernails to get his feet out and all that. So he is now properly transformed, thankfully. So, let's line these three guys up here. Okay. Obviously, the G1 is, again, of course, the runt of the group. The Dark of the Moon one is slightly taller at the head than Combiner Wars, but of course his Combiner Wars wings make him go taller. But I would say overall these guys are the same size. Overall. You know, now, as far as the G1 goes, let's go ahead and we'll talk about him the most. You know, it's got the G1 charm, but let's be honest, this kind of sucks, the robot mode. Yes, I do like it because it's a G1 toy, but for you younger folks out there, if you didn't grow up with G1, this is not essential. The new toys are far better than this figure here. As far as articulation, he can rotate at the shoulders. He's kind of got, you know, 2 points on each hand. And that is pretty much it. So he can, like, hug you. I'm Powerglide. I'd like to give you a hug. Anyway, that's it. That's him in robot mode. Here is the Dark of the Moon one. And as you can see, he is a decent homage to G1 Powerglide, but there's some design differences as far as the appearance goes, because it looks like they tried to combine G1 in the movieverse to make this guy. But he's, you know, decent, not bad looking in robot mode. He's got a good amount of articulation. He's got, you know, ball jointed knees, ball jointed hips. No waist rotation, unfortunately. You know, 2 joints there at the shoulder, so a bunch of directions there. Of course, bends at the elbow. And his head really doesn't do anything, but he is decently posable, and, you know, it's a pretty good-looking Powerglide in robot mode. I do like him. You know, pretty cool. But nonetheless, he's not my favorite. My favorite, of course, is Combiner Wars, because they more or less took this guy and really improved it for the Combiner Wars figure. This is a almost cartoon perfect representation of Powerglide compared to the G1 figure, and really enjoy it. So let's go ahead and cover his articulation. It's pretty good, as you would expect. You know, his feet can move because of the transformation. Ball jointed knees, ball jointed hips. No waist, unfortunately, but whatever. Ball jointed shoulders. Bends at the elbow. Actually, double jointed elbow. And his head doesn't do anything. But overall, a really cool, posable, awesome update to the G1 figure. So, yeah, really nice figure. Let me go ahead and just get the details in of each of these guys a little bit better for you guys to see. You know, the Combiner War is the one that's out now. I would say if you like Powerglide, this figure is a definite no-brainer, must-have. This guy here, obviously you're only going to find him on the secondary market. Is he a must-have anymore? No. When this guy was first out, I would have said, yeah, get him if you like Powerglide. Now, with the Combiner Wars one, he's kind of superfluous, a little unnecessary, but still, not a bad figure, pretty good. If you really like this figure and you want to try to track him down, you can probably get him for a decent price. I'm not sure what he's going for. G1 Powerglide, again, unless you are a G1 diehard, don't worry about him. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to say about these 3 Powerglides. You know, if you guys liked what you saw, please subscribe, thumbs up, comment, all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.